brought it, used by the Google Chrome. So what happened exactly? So Node.js allows developers to use the JavaScript for the both front-end and the back-end development, making it a versatile the tools for building web application. So basically, we are going to use the JavaScript to write the back-end business logic, and to do this, to run this, we use the Node.js. Simple. It's a runtime engine for the JavaScript. So you can read more details as you want, but I'm not going to do this. To install so you need to install the IDE, we showed you. Now you need to install the Node.js to mimic, to follow us. So again, you go there and then open your web browser and go type it here, nodejs.org. On the Node.js homepage, you will see two versions, LTS and the current, okay? And then you all select the LTS, means long-term supported. Download it, continue, and then continue, then install it, and you should be just fine. And on the terminal, right? After you install, you just simply go on your terminal, you just say node B. If it is installed properly, it will just simply say to you, and you're done. So what is done? Your ID is done, and your programming language is done. Means your environment is getting ready to set up. All right. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so as mentioned, for all the modern application, web-based application we develop, we actually store all the backend logic, all the business logic in the backend. Express.js, there is lots of the framework. Express.js is the Node.js based the framework that is we are going to use to write the backend logic, and that's the purpose we use the Express.js. Simple. You can read yourself to learn more details. The Next.js is an open source JavaScript framework built on top of the React.js. So Express.js we are going to use for the backend writing the API, means business logic. So now we are going to, but the front end, we are going to use the React.js and the Next.js. Next.js is an open source JavaScript framework built on top of React.js. So React.js is a super popular framework for the front end. It is developed by the Facebook, I believe. And of course, every framework has the shortcoming, as I mentioned in the beginning. So the Next.js actually fulfilling the React.js the shortcoming. But Next.js is built on top of the React.js. It means the Next.js using everything of React.js, and they just use their own flavor and make their own framework. Okay, you can read more details as you want about the installation guide. Let's go to the installation guide. So again, you will be, after you install the Node.js, you are good actually, right? So after you go to this, you go to the Node V version, right? And npm space -v. Once you actually install the Node.js, then you're good. At this moment, all these things you see, all the framework we call, simply they call the package, okay? They're all package. So now in the Node.js, anything you want to install, you call the npm. It's called the Node Package Manager. Note for you, if you have not installed the Node.js properly, then npm will not work, okay? So make sure that's the reason the command one is mandatory for you to verify and make sure you get the outcome. If it is not done, you have to go back to the Node.js installation steps. So now we are going to use npm-v, and then we are going to just use this. So you will see npx create next app, all this good stuff we are going to do. Basically, we are going to install the Next.js framework or the library or the package, basically. And then we are going to do all this step here. And so you'll find out how actually install from this scratch after we install the Node.js environment. Okay. Okay, so we will be doing this as well. So we got our backend so far. Okay. Okay. And we can stop here because it will take the whole night. So we decided to cover this evening only the backend side, means backend development. Okay. So now let's go back to the Agile ALM. That's where all our user story is. Okay, so let's go. So now let's go back to the Agile ALM. So that's we use the project management, the platform actually, to store all our user story and to store our user story and then actually keep track our user story, make the progress. So with that said, I think create a product. This is the user story. So make sure this user story has been missing everything. Is this the one, Ayman?
Yes, this is the one. If you check the tasks, it has all the details.
Nope. So you see this? When that's the reason we need the good product owner. Okay. I am actually covering everything is possible. Of course, he's not a product owner. So user story is a small piece of the functionality that business wants to develop. That's it. So when we create a product, as a seller, I want to create a product. That's it. In this product, I want to add some of the attributes like the product name, product description, product title, the number of product I have, all the good stuff based on the requirements I have. So that information goes here so that the development team, means the backend developer, front-end developer, QA, everyone can understand equally and actually they can do the estimation. So this part is completely missing. I normally do not say much. I actually give the feedback, the open, so that everyone can learn. So basically everything is start with the user story. So next week you will see this user story is fully done. Okay. So from the user story, actually we create all the task. Okay. So from the user story, we actually create the task. So basically, okay, so that's the task. Task is important. I remember if the user story has a 20 hours, combination all the task, if the user story has a 20 hours, right? High, and then we say the 20 hours, right? And then business value is new functionality. Start date is, what happened? Today, and end date is, because we have to go at least a couple of weeks, this, okay? And then say, as a seller, I want to create a product on the seller portal so that a buyer can see the product when they browse my website. Okay, let's fix all the good stuff here. Create, and then I want to create a product. Okay, and then make sure you follow the all the punctuation and the acceptance criteria. Okay, let's do something. I need to get it done, otherwise it will not be given. I am opening a browser, and then I will type the URL. I will type my username and password. I will I will log in on the dashboard. I will create a product, and the product, what is this called? The payload. Okay, so I'm just typing super fast so that we can get something else. And this is it. This is it. Okay, so a user story is something the entire development team can understand what you are going to accomplish after completing this user story. User story has been the product owner writes user story, business analysts write the user story. They are the code people write the user story. Every project they follow the different mechanism approach to write the user story. There is no right, there is no wrong approach, as long as the team understand what they are accomplishing end of the user story. That's all matter. But it is that there is like the behavioral approach means you tell every step, given, when, then approach, so that the developer, the development team can understand the entirely, and then they can actually engage a conversation in the planning meeting. They can ask the question, and finally they can actually do the estimation, and that estimation actually goes here. Okay. So quickly, of course, you are going to do this part and you are going to do this part, and then finally, and this is the 2 tasks today, because there is quite a bit of task involved, but this is the 2 things. Let's see what he did. So set up a backend framework. Activity is development. Okay, and then 5 hours. I believe it took more than that, but let's say 5 hours, and this is needed. Business logic. All right, if you do not understand something, you do not touch anybody's the task or the user story. This is not a best practice. Okay, so let's read this. So set up the backend project environment. Of course, we install the IDE. We downloaded the Node.js. We are going to actually install the Express.js and the Next.js. Okay. Connect MongoDB Atlas to the project. Mongoose will be used as an object data modeler. Create a schema for the product. The properties will be, this is the one. So this should go actually there. So this actually go here. Okay. So there's actually the payload should be like this. So everything you see, there is nothing else here remaining. Okay. All right. Let's go back, read here one more time. And what is this called? We are going to use the Cloudinary because that's actually the S3, means that we have to store the pictures somewhere else. In this case, we are not going to use the database. We are going to use the S3, and we are using the Cloudinary. The seller should be able to create, read, update, and delete product. Again, this is we are doing the creating part. There will be another story for the read, another story will be update, another story will be delete. So there will be 4 more user story. Okay. So of course, you are not expecting a backend developer or the front end developer, they write the user story. They understand whatever they understand. And this is the reason the product owner, they actually write everything well written so that the things can be understood by everybody, and then people can actually do the estimation and perform their task. So basically anytime you work in any sprint, when you create something, it should be in the new. When you actually start working on it, it should be on the active, means you are working on it. And once you resolve, you go resolve here, and then you have to do the review and you can close. This is also the different for each of the project. Again, each team, they follow their own life cycle. They want to do how they want to do. There is no right or wrong approach. There is what is called a blueprint of the Agile Scrum, but the team follows what they want. Team want to adjust how they want. So this is basically the story part. Now let's go back. I think we are good here. Now he can share the screen and we can start the hands-on. Any question? If you guys any question, please hold the question. We'll be answering after the session. Okay, Hamzala, thank you. Hey, gentlemen, you can share the screen and we can start. So let me go over this so that, of course, you saw the user story, right? Couple of things. So basically, this will be your end product, a product creation. So here is the HTML, here is the CSS, here is the Next.js, and here is the React.js, and here is an integration with the backend. A small interface, but everything is already implemented. So we are showing you the visual that what we are going to accomplish after we write the code. So the product name you'll be providing. Image URL means, of course, every product have a pictures, and then the price, and then you can put the 1200, and category it is the category you'll be selecting. And then quantity, how many quantity of the product you have as a seller, and this is a great laptop, and you will be submitting, right?
Let me just get a URL for the product
Yeah.
image.
So we need a picture. So he's actually getting a picture. So now you are exactly seeing the end product, so that you can see the big picture.